This conference will now be recorded.
Hey guys, good morning. And today we are going to talk about Maven. Okay. This is Maven is the build tool. Okay, there is a lot of build tools are in the market basically. And when come to the Java project, as a like as 90% of people are using Maven till now. Even the current project, mine also is going for Maven only. Okay, and then maybe 5 to 10% for Gradle they are using. And if you go for .NET, they have their own build tool. If you go for Python, they have their own build tool. Okay, if it is let's say iOS, Android, they have their own build tools. Every tools has the every programming language has their own build tool. Okay, Java, Scala, and then Python, and then .NET, whatever it has, they have their own build tools. What is the use of build tools? Okay, how it will be help us? Okay, and without, if we don't have build tools, what are the things we need to be take care of? There is a lot of effort will be there if there is no build tool. And what are those efforts? Okay, and how this build tool is help us to improve our productivity and all. We are going to be see today. Okay, and this is completely comes under the development environment. Even you don't need to require to do anything in the this student tool, but you need to integrate this tool in your Jenkins. You need to integrate in your Jenkins, and you want to know that if developer will come, Madhu, I want to add this parameter. Where can I add this? Okay, this environment variable. Where can I add this? Okay, what is the life cycle we need to do this? And if something, if they come up, you need to know this. That is the reason we are going to learn for the completely development level of Maven course we are going to be learn today. And any question if they ask in the interview point of time, maximum 99% you guys gonna able to answer for this Maven level. It's a simple tool. It's a simple tool. I'm going to teach you for as a developer level, even because I'm a full Java developer. I know that what are the things are required, and will give the complete picture of the Maven. Okay, but for as a DevOps, we don't need to require this much, but we are going to be learn that even if you something is gonna wrong, you should let them know to the developer, alright, this is the problem has happened because of this dependency issue, and you need to add this dependency and you need to add this plugins and blah 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 blah, whatever it will be required. We'll see. Okay, we'll see that other things. Fine. Now let's see now. Let's see for what is the build tools. Now today we are talking about the build tools. Okay, I'm not talking about any Maven or any NPM or any MS build and learn. No, I'm not talking about the build tools. Just what is the build tool concept it is. What is the build tool concept it is. Now, for example, let's say if you are creating any project, if you are writing any programming language, okay, and if you want to implement any program, what we require, guys, we require a software, right? For example, if you want to Java software is required. Java, if you want to develop an end-to-end application, Java is enough. No, Java is not enough. On top of Java, we need to use some frameworks, right? Like as web framework, like for example, let's say JDBC, Servlet, JSP, okay, and then Spring Boot, and then okay, like Hibernate, and then like as this like this. There are many tools will come, right? Lot of tools need to be used. What are those tools? How do we need to download and set up those tools basically? Huh? In any programming level, tool means what? Like a software means what format they are going to give us, guys? Anyone knows? If you want to like as implement a like as any programming language, and which format we are going to get that software? Which format, guys? Any .NET, whatever it would be. Maximum all are jar files, right? Maximum jar files. If it is Java, jar files and Java archive, and then if it is .NET DLL files, we are calling actually. Okay, it's a jar files. Now any software if you take, It will be Java. Now, how it will be like a public static void method, public static void main. How this know? How this is no function and this is a main method? How the system will know? Because we install a Java jar file will be there. Where is the jar file is located? This is a Java program. Without this Java syntax, you are not your system won't understand what the hell you are doing without jar files. Where these jar files are installed in our system, even if you can see, I'll show you. For Java level, let's go for C drive and then program files and then go for Java and then go for JDK and then go for bin folder. You see, if you can see, there is a Java jar file, and then Java W jar file and Java C jar files. And now all these jar files, using these jar files only, the programming language will be understand that. Using this jar files only, the program language can be understand. Okay, this is the for Java programming language. This syntax for Java programming language, it will understand. If you want to implement a servlet, for example, if you want to use any web application, the servlet API you want to implement. And if you can, let's for example, servlet interface. If you give this servlet interface in the Java program, is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? No, right? What we need to do? We need to import some packages. Import and then servlet something. Import like as what are the package it is there, package.servlet we need to be used. Now how this import will work in Java level, how this import and code they are going to return, they are need to add a some jar files. Where they need to add the jar files, they need to add a jar file in a lib folder manually. If they need to download this jar file, what are the jar files bundles you need to be download, and they need to add in your like as project structure. Now if you want to add this, what are the things you need to do? You need to create project folder structure. What is the folder structure? Like as project name, SRE folder, test folder, lib folder, web apps folder. Okay, the complete project structure we need to create a one folder inside one folder like that. Manually you need to create. And the next, download artifacts that we are calling as artifacts, basically jar files, var files, what libraries, whatever we are calling, the terminology we are calling as a artifact. Artifacts download artifacts or dependencies, whatever you can call it. Dependency artifacts. Okay, download dependencies, and then like I copy into these dependencies, copy the dependencies in your project. And the next, what you need to, you need to compile this project. Okay, compile compile this project and then execute this project and deploy this project. Okay, these are things, every step you need to take care of manually. Okay, like as you need to create a project structure, download the dependencies, copy the dependencies in your project structure, and the compile the code, and then execute the code and deploy the code. Everything you should be take care of yourself. Everything you should be take care of yourself if you want to add the any dependencies in your project. What are the dependencies you are implementing? For example, let's say again, guys, this servlet, and don't think too much. It's a web framework for Java. For example, what is the web framework means? It's a web applications. Okay, web application means what? For example, let's say take ICICI Bank website. Okay, the website is developed using the Java programming language backend. For example, okay, Citibank also using the Java programming language. Okay, HDFC maybe they are using for .NET project in the backend. Let's say like one programming language, one company, they are using a different programming language, their own frameworks they are going to use to implement that their programming languages. Understand, right? Clear? Those kind of frameworks, jar files, we need to add this. Where with jar files this can be available for us? We can get this jar file into the your internet. Okay, if you go for servlet download, and you can get for the all the jar files. How we can download? Basically, servlet servlet jars download, let's say. Now this is the things are there. Okay, like how we are going to be download the servlets. Now this is the one. Okay, like as basically you need to go for jars download wherever. There are many places are there. Don't go for this website actually. Let's go for now first. For example, you want to implement a servlet, and what you need to we need to download for the this jar file. How do you download basically? If you go and if you click for uh, where is the version? Now this is the version, and then where we need to click jar file. Now if you click this, it will download this servlet jar file. Once you download this jar file, we need to copy this jar file into your lib folder. This is the manual work you need to be do for any project. But if you do this, what happen if you later the version got changed? What I do, again I need to download, again I need to be do. And in case, for example, let's say you want to hand over this code into the your client, what you do, entire jar files you need to copy them to share them. Now how much size the project will come in? So big size will come in the project, because if you download all the jar files, and it's not only one jar file, maybe it's needed for 40, 50, 70 jar files is needed for entire your application development. Entire application development you need a 70 jar files. Then 70 jar files you need to download, you need to keep it, you need to be maintenance, and then it's take lot of time for us, and then it's a and then everything manually work we do, like somewhere issues are coming, this is happening for development. To resolve these things, to downloading a jar files manually, adding a jar files manually, creating a project structure manually. Okay, instead of doing all these things, we are going to use all these problems can be solved by the our build tools. Our build tools can be create a project structure automatically, dependencies can be downloaded automatically, copy the dependencies in your project into automatically. It can be give the it has some these build tools have some life cycle. That life cycle can be used for us to create for like as compile, validate, test, and package. Everything can be done by the using these build tools. Build tool has inbuilt life cycles that can be help us to do everything, help us to do all these phases also. Okay, that is the where we are come to the these build tools. Instead of creating projects manually, copy the jar files manually, okay, compile the code manually, like instead of this, we are going to use the build tools to make our life very easy, to make our life is easy. What are the build tools are in the market? Now there are the many build tools. Let's say ant is the one. For maven project I'm talking about, maven is the one, gradle is the one. These three is from java project mostly using. Mostly these three is the mostly using for java projects. Okay, these three for java projects. If you are using java code, even if you go for any company, maximum like a 70 to 80% of projects are java. One or two projects are rarely who are looking for like as windows, azure, and all, right? Maybe there's that 5 to 10% for .NET. And next, let's say some more applications for python and node.js. That is a 5 more percent it has there. Okay, if you go for data science level and all, they may use for python and then node.js and then scala. If you go for hadoop level, they're going to use the scala. Okay, then that is the another build tool it has. Now if you're using for .NET project, it has the ms build it contains. Okay, ms build is the build tool. If you're using scala programming language, it can be used the sbt. And if you're using python, if you're using python has their own build tools. Like for example, let's say wheel, and then grape. Okay, and then wheel, grape. Okay, yeah, wheel, grape, right? See, this is a grape is for that only. Grape is for python dependency only. Okay, and then this is the things. And let's say huh, the next, if you go for node.js, node.js application is a npm. Npm is installer. uh, node itself, like I think node itself is the node is the like as what you can say build tool. Okay, now like this we have a different programming language, different build tools they are using. Different programming language, they are the different build tools they are using in any project. Okay, and it's one of that we are like its purpose is the same. There may be usage and the commands are different. Even if you don't know commands, even developer will help you to what is the command need to be given, what is the command need to be written. If you want, you can ask them to the developer what is the command need to be used, what are the options we need to be passed to the command. Everything they will be give us as an input for us. And the next, what we are going to be do, now we need to be learn for the one of the build tools, that is what we are going to be course and the maven. Even till now, whatever I was Java developer, even I worked from completely maven only, still the maven is going on. I never worked on ant, I never be worked on gradle, I never be worked on the remaining any build tools. Okay, and then this may be used for the some dependencies. Even we are going to be use some no npm node.js and those things in a later sessions. Okay, and this is the python has the grape or wheel anything, they may be used. And sbt also I used somewhat for when I was working on Hadoop project, like almost 6 years back. Okay, that's fine. Now you don't need to learn everything. Okay, that's just I'm giving a heads up for like as this kind of build tools are there in the market. Even some people may now ask like as we are looking for Gradle. Okay, Gradle is easier than the Maven. Even you don't need to written the big lines of code actually. Even that is you don't need to do anything. Just life cycle you need to be know that. Okay, what is the life cycle? Just 5 6 commands you need there. That 6 commands you should be remember. That's other than this nothing you don't need to do in the developer only can be take care of all the things. Okay, developer will be take care of all the things to writing a dependencies, adding a dependencies, configuring dependencies, and then everything will be done by the developer only. Okay, just we need to be integrated in our Jenkins jobs. Okay, fine. Understand that, guys, concept. What is the build tool? What is the build tool? Have you guys are clear, right? Have you guys are clear? What is the build tools? Guys, fast, guys. Two guys. Now, even we are going to be. Let me show the theoretically somewhat about the build tools. Okay, Jenkins, and then it's a complete development. And what we need to be exactly need to learn. Even I'm going to show that also at the end of the session. You will get to know that. Okay. Now see what is the Maven. Maven is a software project management tool. Okay, this is like regarding what is the Maven actually. Understand without build tools what is the problems we are going to face. There is a many problems that we are facing in the project development. They are adding a set of jars in each project, creating a right project structure, building a deploying a project. Everything everything we need to be take care of manually. If what build tool will do for us, now it makes the project easy to build. It provides the uniform build process. It provides the project information, and it easy to migrate the new features of anything. Okay, what are that will be, and what is the Apache Maven help us to manage? What is the this we are discussing about the Maven today session, and what is this Maven will do? It's not only project like a build tool. It can be project management tool also. You mean even we can write the documentation, reporting. Okay, releases. We have to many things we can do for this from like as Maven. Okay, that will be who will take care of maximum developer will take care of. You don't need to worry about that. And the next, what are the build tools are there in like other than any alternative build tools can be used? They may be ant and gradle. Ant is the old version and the gradle is the updated one, the latest one in the market actually. Okay, latest one in the market for, and then compared to Maven, gradle is the more faster actually. But still most of the people are still not using the gradle, and most of the people go for the maven only. Maven has a lot of features, like as everything they knows like as from long back it was there, right? They are still not adequate for this gradle. Some of projects are there in gradle also, new projects. If they are implementing Java project from last 4 5 years back, still going on that project, the maximum it will be in the maven only. If they are initially started, they may use for the gradle initially started projects. Okay, new projects. Okay, now what are the whatever the let's say, what is the difference between the ant and maven, just for to start with. What is the difference between ant and maven? sake for why we are not using ant and why we are using a maven. And the gradle is faster than the maven compared to that. Okay, and let's talk about this. See, ant is also as a build tool, maven also has a build tool. Okay, ant does not have the formal conversation, so we need to provide the information in the, like as here it will use this build.xml file. In any project you can see build.xml in the file name, its contents. Okay, you guys can be treated as they are using a, they are using a ant is the build tool. And if you can see the pom.xml, pom.xml project object model. Okay, and pom.xml project object model, if you see this file, you guys can treat it as it is a maven project. It is a maven project. Maven has the conversational place code, compile code, etc. So we don't need to provide the information about the project structure in a pom.xml file. And then ant is procedural way, and we need to be provide the information about what to do, when to do through the code. And here is the declarative, everything defined in the pom.xml file. These are like as everything done by the inside the pom.xml file. And there is no life cycle in ant, but maven has the life cycle. What is the life cycle? Wait for means this is the life cycle we need to be learn also. This is the life cycle we need to be remember also. This is the life cycle we need to be integrate in our Jenkins. This is the life cycle you need to be remember, and the are like as order of process, like as you need to be remember the order of the life cycle execution. Okay, and it's a only toolbox. It's a framework, maven frame build framework, let's say, because it's not only for project dependencies adding, it can be used for project management tool also. Okay, it's mainly for build tool and it's a project management tool. And it's and is the script is scripts are not reusable, like as maven plugins are reusable. It's a less preferred than maven, it's more preferred than and. Okay, that is the more advantages are there. Okay, now let's discuss about the maven architecture. Let's discuss what is the build tools, what is the architecture, what is the life cycles, and we'll talk about the next. Okay, maven architecture. Okay, let's discuss about the maven architecture. Now let's say you are install the maven in your computer. Okay, this is your computer and you install the maven here. You install maven here, and once you install the maven, what we are going to do, you are going to return for some dependencies in your pom.xml file. There is a project, like a some sample project. Inside the project, uh, let's like this, sample is the project name. Inside the sample.project name, there is a folders called src, and then let's say they are test folder. Just I'm giving the sample one, and there is a pom.xml file. Let's say pom.xml file is there. Inside pom.xml file, you are mentioning the some syntax. What is the syntax look like? Just I'm giving one simple syntax. Okay, that syntax look like, let's say this is the dependencies, dependencies, dependency. Inside dependency, they are like as group ID, and then group ID like as something like pom.madhu, something, some their own package name. That is a group ID, and group ID will close here. You don't need to return in this code. Okay, even these lines of code, even developer also never be touch this code actually. Artifact ID, and let's say the name, let's say for example jms, the jar file name, the jar file name, this is a jar file name. Okay, and then even scope, they maybe has the scope here. Scope means when this jar file used, let's say it's a build time or test time, for example test time, the scope may be used. Okay, and then scope it is, and the next dependency, let's close the dependency. Let's close the dependency. Let's close the dependency for this. and then dependency closed, and then dependencies they closed, and then we can add the number of dependency like this, like one more this like this, one more like this, one more like this. Finally, we can close for dependencies, and then we have the some plugins and the plugins closed. Okay, the number of plugins are there here like this. This is inside the format XML file contains. Okay, project name, which version Java you need to use. Okay, and then there is a jar file name, and then packaging. I'll show that. We'll explain the what is a format XML file and what are the tags contents. Okay, whatever it contains, I'm going to show you in a few minutes later. Just wait for some time, and then understand that this kind of code it is there. What does mean here? It is a some jar file name. Let's say what is a jar file name. For example, let's say you want to install a some jar, you want to add a one jar file because this dependency. Now you are using maven, this is servlet jar. Let's say for example, group id, artifact id, version and scope. Okay, version also need to be mentioned, and then add this actually. Okay, for example, this this dependency you added, this dependency added in your permanent system. The developers what they do, what are the jar file they want to do, they won't download a jar file. What they do, they've written this code inside the permanent XML file. Once they've written, what they do, these jar files, if it is in your local already, these jar files already there in your local repository. The local repository is find out what is the folder local repository for this maven is .m2. .m2 is the local repository. .m2 is the local repository. .m2 is the local repository. This maven repository, maven architecture contains the different repositories. What are those repositories? Local repository, and the next remote repository, and then central repository. And if this jar file already downloaded in your local, it's already there in the like any other project you may used. Okay, and something, let's say it's already there, it won't download again. The same version, same artifact, same group id will be there. It won't download for you, and it can be take it from this local only. If for example, let's say this jar file is not available in your local mission, I means .m2 folder. Inside the .m2 folder, this jar file is not there. Its jar file is not there. What it will do, it will search in the your remote repository. When this remote repository, it will search when you are adding your inside the pom.xml file, there is a tag called repository tag. There is a repository tag, repository url, let's say repository url, and then all this, like as if you have this, it will go to your remote repository. This is your remote repository. When you add this repository, if this jar file is not finding your local, it will go, it will search into the, okay, do we have anything in the remote repository? If it is remote repository is there, what it will do, it will download and keep it into again your .m2 folder. Next time onwards, it won't be take much time to get and download and keep it this. Next time it's the same jar file is there, next to build what happened, it will be done very fast, because it's already everything will download and keep it into your local repository. In case even if it is not finding in remote repository also, what it will do, it will go to the central repository. It will go to the central repository. What is the central repository? Where is available central repository? Central repository available in the internet. It's a public one. It's a, if let's say it's a public jar files, you need to go and then you can download the internet. If it is your company jar files, definitely they have a remote repository. Like as what happened, like for example, let's say the code, the reusable code, the development, what they do, instead of writing a same code in the multiple times, they create a some code and they keep it in the jar file. The same jar file you can use the multiple projects, their own packages, their own frameworks, let's say. Okay, that package, that dependencies are available in your company remote repository. What is this remote repository? It may be nexus, it may be maven repo, it may be, let's say, jfrog repo. There are the different repos we can use in our system. Okay, that we, let's say, nexus or jfrog, or let's say even maven also, maven local repository. Even you can add the maven repository also. You can install the maven repository manually. Even we can use the different repositories in our in your own Linux servers. In that own Linux server means inside your one server, that server can be downloaded for entire organization can be used to download these jar files. Okay, this also is a one Linux server, let's say. And then if it is not finding this, it's not a your company artifact. It can be a public artifact like a servlet, and then like whatever the frameworks that are providing, servlet or hibernate or let's say spring boot or spring whatever it has, and it will go to the internet and it will download and keep it into your local. It will download, and maybe if it is not come and check in here, it will go. Maybe if it is not there, again it will go like this here, let's say. It will go here and it will download and keep it this your M2 repository. It will go, it will download into your local repository. And when you do this downloading from like as any dependencies, you must have the internet connection. If you don't have internet connection, it won't be download. It won't be download. It won't be download. You must have the internet connection first time. Let's say after that, that artifacts are already available in your system. Let's say artifacts are already available in your system. It won't download for the next time itself. Next time itself, it won't be download because it's already there in your project. That is the reason we never add these dependencies into your lib folder, manually downloading jar file, adding and downloading jar file. You don't really require because when you execute this project, when you execute this project, it will download artifacts dependencies automatically when the first time is execution. The first time is execution, it will download it automatically from wherever it is available, like maximum central repository, maximum 90% central repository. Like rare cases, our remote repository, we are going to be look into it. If you are the own like as dependence, custom dependencies are there, custom projects are available, that in-house project, that means your company jar files, then we are keep it in the one place too. Anyone can come and then download this. Anyone can come and this download for any developer. Okay, that kind of scenario it may be has, it may has actually. Okay, clear guys. Now local repository, remote repository, and the central repository. What is the central repository? This is a central repository. Where is the central repository? This maven repository is the central repository. Let's do one thing. Let's search for JSON. JSON is the one of the format. Okay, you see, now we are going to be, this is a one kind of data transferring format. Okay, now we are going to use for this JSON is a format to transferring the data between the two microservices. And see, this is also one jar actually. Now we can see these versions. If you want, you can download, this. No, this just we are going to add these dependencies into here. If you want to add the maven level, you can use Gradle level. This Gradle short is it is Gradle Kotlin is again for Android purpose, and SBT Scala purpose. IVL grape IVL I don't know IVI which one you can use, and the grape can be used for the like I mean Python, and the builder, and then this also is a one build tool. Even I never heard about this. Okay, there are the different build tools are available in the market. Okay, clear. It will download from here, it will download from there because we are adding this in our code, we are adding this in our code. Okay, you don't need to download manually. If you have this code, it will go and it will download from the internet from the first time execution of your program, first time execution of your program. Even we will see that in the hands-on and after when you do the first example. Okay, fine. The next important thing is that we should know that our life cycle, maven life cycle. That's the very important. Maven life cycle. This is the what we should know that. This is the what we should be remember that. This is the what interviewer will gonna ask you the questions. Okay, remember this. Maven has inbuilt life cycle. What is the Maven inbuilt life cycle is there? Let's say, let's discuss about this. Validate, compile, test, package, validate, compile, test, package, verify, install, and deploy. This is the whole life cycle is there. And inbuilt life cycle contains like a site and then clean. Site and clean also is the default life cycles are there. What this clean will do, site will be checking for all prerequisite for your dependencies, and then clean can be do for what it will do. Clean can be clean the previous packages for that. Okay, if you use this package command, the clean will be executed before doing this package. Pre-clean and post-clean will be there. It will be clean your previous build package. What is the package means here? Output, our output, final output, let's say. It's a final output for us. It can be whatever the developer want to format. It can be var file or jar files, whatever it may be. What are the var files or jar files? You guys remember, no? Last weekend we are uploaded a one var file in your like as Elastic Beanstalk. We have the some var file. That var file we downloaded, right? You guys remember that var file where come who we given for us? This maven will be given for that var file. There is the output. The var file, they are adding the maven as a build tool, and this build tool will be given the output for var file. That var file we are going to be build that. Even Jenkins that var also we downloaded, right? What does it mean? Even they use the maven is the build tool, and then they create a final output, and they given a for us for var file. Okay, they given a final output var file. We can execute. It's an executable var file, and then we can, if it is an executable var file, it has inbuilt lives, inbuilt server. Jetty is the inbuilt server. We just simply java jar jenkins.var, then it will be started our server, and then deploy our Jenkins in that server 8080 port. We can access the our console level that we see in the last class. Like as that is the final output of Jenkins. The same way, what are the developer are written the code, that code will be converted into var files. That var file will go to deploy in the servers. The servers can able to access our application. That servers what we are going to be used, where we need to deploy these var files. Jar files, it's executable jar files that we can simply run the java -jar like as jar name dot jar. Simply if it is executable jar file, we can, if final output executable jar file they want, they can add some plugins. The developer will take care of, you don't need to worry about this. And if it is executable jar file, this way we need to be run your program, run your jar files. The jar files can't be deployed in any web servers. Web servers, what are the web servers are there? Let's say Jetty, Apache Tomcat, Jetty, WebLogic, WebSphere, application servers and web servers. There are anything is there? No, there are many servers are there. Now we can use for to deploy these var files. This var file we can use the Apache Tomcat deployment. This Apache Tomcat will see in the like maybe tomorrow, day after tomorrow. We are going to see it. Day after tomorrow, Saturday, right? No, Sunday. I mean like next Monday, let's say. We are going to discuss about the Apache Tomcat. Let's deploy this var file in our Apache Tomcat, and we can access the what the developer is developed the code in our browser. We can see our web applications. Okay, that kind of applications we are going to implement the 4 real-time projects in a deploying in the Apache Tomcat server, and we can access the project. Even we are going to deploy one gaming project also. We can play the game after deploying your application in your computer. Okay, we'll see that also at the end of the course. In the end of the course means end of this maven then Jenkins level after, let's say, next week, maximum next week. Okay, that is what final output. Now validate. What is the validate will do? It will check the project structure. Array, what are the SRE folder is there, test folder is there, pom.xml file is there, any syntax issues are there, like blah 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 things. It will check and then compile. This is syntax check. It won't check actually. It will check for your project structure. Let's say compiler. What you do? Compiler will check your code based. Okay, that correctly you written the code, or variable declaration, variable like as non declaration, in like null pointer exception, array index, some mode errors. No, where it will come when the compile time, right? It compiler will do that, and then test. Next text life cycle, what it do? It will execute a text classes. Test classes means what? The developer written some function. Let's say, for example, let's say they've written some function. Let's say sum of int a comma int b. Okay, just I'm giving a sample one. Okay, don't take serious this. Just let's, I'm going to make you guys understand. Public static sum, let's say, and what they do, they've written for like as let's say into result equal to a plus b, and then and then let's say public now return int, and if you want to return int, return result, I mean, and the public static int sum, let's say public static sum int something. whatever the methods are there, this development will take care of. Now they've written some method. Now this method is the development is done. They've written the some test also. Some method they've written test method, and they will pass some inputs. Okay, like as for example, let's say uh, let's say int a comma b. Let's int a comma b. And the next what they do, they are going to be use this, and they can be pass the all the result actually. Okay, they will be test this function using the some test framework. What is the frameworks are there in our case? JUnit is the one of the test framework. They use this API, and they will be use some assert equal and then this function int result. Let's say int result. Just I'm giving the sample one. The developer will take care of return this code. Okay, you don't need to return this developer code. Okay, int result int int result int init means our entire our git init terraform init, everywhere the init is ours actually. That is the reason it's habituate for as a DevOps guy. Int is the like as it's a data type for storing the int value, int, float, double, char, right? Those things are there. Init is the like as git init, terraform init. These commands are ours actually. Okay, let's say the next what to do, they will use for like they can use some, let's say result, some output, let's say. Okay, then assert equal to, okay, let's say actual value is 20, and then comma result, let's say. Now what it will do, it will compare that. If they will pass like a 5 comma 5, if it is 5 comma 5, it is the 10, 10 comma 10, it's a both values is true, then this test cases, this code is success. There is no problem with that. And for example, let's say in case like as if I pass like as 20 comma 30, now 20 comma 30 means like as 50, they will be changed, the value is 50, the result should become 50. If 50 is not coming means some logic is wrong in that, some logic you've written the wrong actually. If it is wrong, then again they will go and then the test case will failure, and it will show that which method, which class is test case is failure. Then what they do, they will go and they will be check for the class, and again they can modify the based on the code, and then they will redeploy the again. That is what test cases are helpful for. What are the code you've written, that code is working or not properly, they will be test before going to be deploy. And for that they've written the some more code. That code we are calling as a test code, testing code they have written. The testing code also will execute in our life cycle. That is the life cycle can be helpful for what? Validate, compile and test. Validate, compile and test life cycle can be helpful for us, helpful for us. Okay, now copy this and let's go for here. It got stuck actually. Okay, it's gone actually. Okay, fine, that's right. And now that is the test cases. Okay, you don't need to worry about this, developer will be written this. Even I'll show you the real test cases how the developer will return. You are not written for these test cases. Maybe test cases they've written for some automation testers, selenium testers. Okay, those guys are there, they may have written their own test cases actually. We never be test, even I never been involved that kind of situation. Even that is not our job basically. That's not our job, that will be a tester jobs, or maybe that will be developer jobs. We are not involving to write this kind of code. Okay, we are not a owner of this. Just I'm giving the heads up for this. This is the kind of code they are returning. That I'm playing the as a development role here also. Okay, understand guys what is the test cases are they will do, and then they will finalize that the test cases if it's correct or not, and the result will be give that okay test cases are successfully executed or not. If anything failure, developer will be start the development again. And you guys seen, right? Have you guys ever heard about this white box testing, black box testing when you are college days? Definitely, if you are the MCA or if you are CSE student, definitely if you are learning about the testing subject is there in your course, definitely you should be heard about these names. Black box testing, white box testing, RSA algorithm, spring, like while waterfall model, spiral model, okay, like Apache Tomcat. Even this Apache Tomcat also, for downloading, writing a documents, we spend a lot of time in the internet, giving it 10 rupees and go for internet, downloading for about the Apache Tomcat, and we do like all these things. Now, like at that time we don't know about that what exactly we do know. This time we are going to be realize that okay, this is exactly, this is a what is a black box white box testing, the white box is testing whatever we are going to be tested by the developer. Black box testing is done by the testers actually. Okay, that before going to hand over them, and we are going to test the code level. They are going to test our entire application level, like say all the method, our functionality, all the UI level, like as everything they are going to test that. Okay, that they will be test and they will be report our their issues in our developers actually. Okay, that will be done by the those guys. Okay, that's all about it. And then next life cycle, let's see, that is the test life cycle can be helpers for us. Let me go for the next life cycle. Then package, this package is final package. This package will be the output for us. What is output will give? It will give the like as jar file or var file. Sir, which how we know that jar file will be? This is a very 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 important question they're going to ask us. Now, how do you know that your project is giving the jar file or var file is the output? Basically, in pom.xml file, there is a one tag. The tag name called as packaging. Okay, remember it's a very very important in your packaging is the var. Let's say by default is the jar. Okay, there's a one tag they are gonna return for us, and then this will be let us know this is the var file or jar file is going to be create for us. Okay, this packaging is the tag in your pom.xml file. It's based on that we'll get to know that it's a var file jar file is going to be create for us. Remember, it's a very 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 important question. Okay, how do you know that which your project is giving that jar file or var file? It's giving using the packaging is a tag. Packaging is a tag in pom.xml file. It contains actually developer written this, and the even jar file name, jar file package, everything will also given by the in the inside the pom.xml file only. All information all information about your application is stored under the pom.xml file. Keep in mind that question, even it will be helpful for nexus level. It can be helpful for your declarative pipeline also. Okay, we'll see that whatever it contains after like next minute. We'll see whatever contains in the pom.xml file, whatever contains the settings.xml file. We'll see that everything, and then that is will do. And this verify install deploy we never be used in our life cycle actually. Verify means if you want to install software, deploy software also, this maven can be help us. But we never be go up to this actually. About this we never be use this life cycle in our real time. But there is options, but we never be used. We use this up till package. Okay, that's cool. This verify it do. If you want to install any package, it will check that package is there or not. If it is not there, it will install. After install, what it will do? It will go into deploy the Tomcat. Let's say for example, Tomcat you want to deploy. It will check the Tomcat service is there or not. If it is not there, it will install. It will be deploy inside the Tomcat automatically using the pom.xml file itself. Okay, that much helpful for us. But we never be go for this life cycle for every our pom.xml file. This will be done by separate task actually. Okay, what is the beauty of this maven? Okay, what orally we need to know to tell, like as in the ant and maven difference we discussed, right? In a maven, we don't need to tell them system to orally for which cycle you want to execute. What does it mean here? For example, let's say if I give command like as mvn package. If I give this command, mvn is mean shortcut is the maven. Instead of big name, they make a shortcut command line tool is called as mvn. MVN. MVN means maven. Shortcut name is the MVN is the maven. And then package, let's say. Even you need to give this command only in the command line. Okay, that is what a format it is. They given a shortcut. If a git, right, git status, what the git's a git command. Okay, it's a git command. If it is a terraform command. If it is a ansible command. If it's a Kubernetes kubectl command. Okay, these commands we are going to be used in the our course actually. Okay, like as all this kind of tools will be there. This kind of commands we are going to be used also. Okay, these kind of things we can use this. And then don't think too much. This is just for this command line tools. Everything is the command for us in our life. Okay, DevOps means command life. Okay, fine. Now this the MVN is the like a short form of your maven and then package. Package is what lifecycle name. What is the lifecycle name? It is a package. If we use this lifecycle, what are the things will execute? It's not only one actually. It will it will execute all this lifecycle. You don't need to specify this all actually. Validate, compile, test, package. You don't need to add the four life cycles. It will if you add this means like as for example, let's say you need to travel from Bangalore to let's say Kadapa, like for example. Now if you want to reach the Kadapa, what to do? You can't come to like as you can get that, you can get the flight and you can come to Kadapa directly, but let's say you don't have that facility. What do you do? You need to come travel by the bus, let's say. And then what you need to do? You need to be reach for like as all the places, like as you need to reach for Raichoti and then like as whatever in the between is there, all the stages you need to reach. That means if you want to execute package, it will done internally. Like as you don't need to specify this validate also will execute, compile also will execute, test also will execute, and package will be execute finally. Okay, that means if you give the package, all these four lifecycle will be execute for us. You don't need to specify the especially for validate, compile, test, and package. You don't need to give the these four commands. We can give the package means do before that whatever it has in our life cycle and everything will be execute after this package will be finally will execute for us means you don't need to specify this. For example, if I give this MVN compile, let's say if I give this command, what it will do, it will check only for these two things, validate and compile only, and it will stop there. It won't go for next. If I give validate, only this will be execute. If I give test, it will execute validate, compile, and test threes. If I give deploy, everything will be execute. If I give the MVN deploy, for example, I'm saying you don't need to specify the validate, compile, test, package, verify, install. This is the high level life cycles. In internally there are many like as pre-test, post-test, post-validate, pre-validate, and the post-verify, like as pre-verify, post-verify, pre-install, post-install, and install, and then pre-deploy, post-deploy. There are many things are there. Okay, the pre and post, there are many things are there. We'll see that also. We'll see when we are in the maven integration time. That is, these are the main life cycles, and then everything will be execute for us. Okay, you don't need to like especially specify the different life cycle. Means if we give this whatever the before life, this is the order wise. It should be the tell the order wise. You do if when you go for interview, what are the life cycle is there? Validate, deploy, verify, install a package, and the count test compile. This is not a order need to tell the interview question. Okay, you need to tell the order: validate, compile, test, package, verify, install, deploy. These are life cycle order presence. Now it should be execute this way in your maven also. Is it clear, guys? Clear now? Remember one more time: validate, compile. This is the what even we are going to integrate. Nothing. This is the command we are going to put in our Jenkins. Remaining things, nothing we don't need to take care of. This form.xml file, settings.xml file, everything will be taken care by the developer. Okay, everything will be given by the developer. We don't need to worry about that. We no need to worry about that. Clear now? Validate, compile, test, package, verify, install, and then deploy. And then clean will be do automatically for us. Clean also is the one kind of life cycle. It's a default life cycle. What it will do, it will delete the previous output. When you do the package MVN package, what it will do, it's a create a one target folder for us. Automatically it will create one folder for us. In package will create a one target folder for us. Inside target folder, your all test report, test result report, test data, test result report. In the target folder, it will be store your test result report, and then it will be in the target folder, it will be stored in the test result report. And the next var files, let's say this application name start.var or start.jar files. Jar files output, final output will store under the target folder only. After packaging, where the output stored under the target folder. Now when you do the next build, what it will do, it will delete the previous target folder and create the new target folder. When you do the package, it will do that. Who will do this? Default feature. Who's the default feature for us? Clean is the default life cycle for us. Clean, what is the clean will do? Even some people will use this way, mvn clean package. That means it will clean first before do package, and it will do the clean. Even if you're not giving, also by default it will execute, but still people may use this option for clean, then tell the package, manually tell the system, array babu clean the first, then go for package. The previous one you need to delete and then go for package. This is the may gonna we are using in our real time in your Jenkins integration. Okay, this is a command we are going to use it. Other than that, nothing we are do. If anything they want to pass environment variable, they will pass like as -d and the blah 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 blah. This also will be given by the developer. -d is the environment variable in our Java. If you want to specify anything in our environment variable in Java level, we are going to use the capital letter D, capital letter D. Remember, and then here like as one fd version, and then override that existing whatever the environment variable. You don't need to think too much. This is when it is required, the developer will give us the information, and this is the environment variable we need to add. Can you please add this command in your Jenkins? Okay, this is all about the life cycle, and then architecture, all the things about it is. And then let's see the what is the pom.xml file contents. Let's see what pom.xml file contains. Let me show that one pom.xml file, real-time pom.xml file. Let's go for Spring 3. Spring 3, maven, couplet is done. Just one project actually. Even this is the project we are going to be deploy. Go open the pom.xml file. If you can see, remember this group ID is your what is the output, where file is output look like. Group ID is the com dot this guy name, and then artifact ID your jar file name is this, and jar file means no, this is a var file, right? Now it's a packaging. See the tag is the packaging. The final output format is what it will give. It's a var file you will give. What is the version of your var file is? This is the version of your var file, and then the name of this project is this is the project you can give. Which version you want to using, and dependencies tag and dependencies. See, these are two dependencies they are adding. If they may change the multiple things here. And the build inside the plugins. This is the plugins is needed. Okay, like as this is the executable var file or anything. If you want to, we can execute these all things. These the plugins are all will be added by the developer. Plugins, dependencies tags, build tags, and then let's say repository tags, all are available under the pom.xml file. This is a simple Java maven project, and we'll see that we'll deploy and we'll get to know this. Okay, and these are things we are going to be developer will going to add this inside the like as maven pom.xml file. Let me show you. Even you guys can be go through this actually theoretically. Okay, and then this is the sample one. This is the maven installations. This is the life cycle: validate, compile, test, package, verify, install, and deploy. We'll create this package. Wait for some time. This is a project structure. Let's show the what is the pom.xml file. Tomorrow we'll see that. Tomorrow we'll see that creating a maven project in a command line and see the project structure and the push this project and integrate into our Jenkins. Okay, everything we'll do in the tomorrow session. Okay, and see pom.xml sample pom.xml file we just show in the real, right? One example, same kind of here. Group ID, artifact ID. Remember these names: group ID, artifact name, artifact ID, version, name, and then packaging, and then dependencies, dependency, build plugins, and the plugins and the plugin, and then repositories. Okay, everything will be there in your pom.xml file in the project structure. Project is the main one from there to there. Project is the main tag that will be closed at the end actually. Remaining things like as all this available inside that like as model version, group ID, artifact ID, version of your jar file. And there is a one more important is there snapshot and then let's say release version. What is it will do? What is the difference between the snapshot and release version is it is now still under the development. Okay, still under the development. What it will do? We are going to use the snapshot, and once this development is done, we are going to use for the release version. We are going to be released version. What this snapshot will do? Its snapshot will want to, and that's the main reason actually. They are going to use if it's still under the development. What they do? They keep it a snapshot. Once all the development is done, the final release, they are going to give the remove this snapshot actually. Okay, that treated as a still under the development. Snapshot means is still under the development, still under the development. Okay, and the next these are dependencies, all will be there in the pom.xml file. And the next there is a settings.xml file, and this is also very important. Like the settings.xml file contains your where the Java, like as maven is installed, their settings.xml file is there. What it contains? It contains about your local remote repository, credentials. Okay, remote repository, username, remote repository, password, all those available under the here. That let's say this local repository and then interactive offline plugins, server username, server password, and then mirrors, proxies, profiles. These other things are available. Okay, even if you want example, you can see the reference of this. This is settings.xml file. Example is there. So the server ID, server username, server password, private key, passphrase, file permission, directory permission, configuration. All this like as we are going to specify in your settings.xml file. If you are using any remote process or if you are using any proxies, what is the proxy? We'll see that like as we are going to use the reverse proxies. The reverse proxy may be helpful for this to redirect the requests. That is what actually. Okay, and this is a development level. You don't need to remember these many steps and these many commands and all. Nothing you don't need to require. And remember, settings.xml file contains your remote repository credentials, usernames, and then about the proxies details are available under settings.xml file. And pom.xml file contains all about like as your project name, project packaging type, and then let's say dependencies, plugins, repository URLs, all available under the pom.xml file. What is the POM full form? Is the project object model. Okay, what is the POM? Let's say a project object model. A POM is the fundamental unit of work in Maven. It's the XML file. It contains the information about the project and configuration details used by Maven to build the project. Okay, it's all about you the Maven. And then let's go and install the Maven today, and later we'll see in the remaining stuff tomorrow. Let's go on. We already started the server. What I'm going to do, I'm going to add in the our Jenkins server Maven because you must be added inside your Jenkins only. This is not a servers, okay? It's a dependencies. Yeah, it's all about it is. Huh, tell me guys. The next what it is. Let's see, maven mvn -f1 version. Check the maven is installed or not. Sorry, mvn is mv is there. Mv is the move command. mvn mvn is the maven. Maven is not available, and basically this maven repository are available in this apache, like as amazon linux. We can do this, or how we can install. The repo is already there. If it is not there, you need to add the repo. Even that document also we have. I'll show that. Sudo yum install maven. Let's say, for example, see, it will checking amazon core. It's a installing now. It's a installing now. It's a simply yum install. This is where I am doing this inside our AMI Linux. If it is a Ubuntu, maybe different. Ubuntu, maybe they don't have a repository. We need to add in the Ubuntu repository. Let's, even if you don't know those things, what you do, install maven on Ubuntu. Let's do this. Install maven on Ubuntu. Let's say Ubuntu 18.04 or 20.02 something. Okay, like simply update, and then even here also same. If it install maven, even there is a repository, just simple you can use this command. And then check the maven mvn version or mvn version, anything is working. mvn version, this is the maven is installed. Where the maven home is there, user share maven, user share maven. Where is the java home is there, this is the user lib java, and this is the jre path it is used. And why it is jdk is this java is needed. Basically this maven also written in the java framework. Maven also is written in the java only. Maven software also. Now what is like, what is again this software means, they needed some programming language to implement, right? Now this maven is also is written in the which language? Java language. Okay, tomcat also written in the which language? Java language. And also is written like which language? Java only. Okay, now the way of written the programming is different. The different people is thinking is different purpose. Okay, that is the all this is written in the Java only. And Docker is written in the which language? Go language. And the Terraform is which language is written? Go language. Ansible is written in the which language? Python. Okay, like that. One tools, softwares are using the different programming languages in backend actually. Okay, like that. That's all it is. And the installation, and then even what we do, let's create a sample project. We have a time. Let's create a one sample project. For creating a sample project, we can refer our document, or else we can refer in the internet. Now, if you can see our document, what I'm going to do, I'm going to creating a one sample project here. What this project will do, it is just one simple command actually. mvn maven archetype means creating a job in archetype colon generate means create a one project for me. Archetype colon generate, and group id is this. That is what it is. -d means environment variable. Group id, that's group id, artifact id, and artifact archetype artifact id. And then this is for quick start we are going to use. And the next version is the 1.14. This is whatever you wish to can add. And the interactive mode is like every time it will ask yes, yes, yes. Instead of yes, just we are going to be disable that option. Okay, that is about this environment variables I'm going to use to create my project name. What is the project name finally? It is, what is the project name? What is the folder name is? This is the folder name, artifact id. Let's see. Copy this command, execute this. Okay, this is the command. Even the same command where I taken here. Now let's go. Maven in 5 minutes. Okay, this is a Maven in 5 minutes. This is the same project, how it will be, what is the life cycle, everything. If you want to read in the 5 minutes in the Maven, you can read in the 5 minutes this document. You will understand everything. And this is the same thing. I'm creating the Maven project. This is the same thing I'm going to using now. If I execute this, the maven should be installed, and see it will downloading a what it is, what's going on, what is downloading, guys? What it is downloading? What it is downloading? Huh. See here. It's the first time, right? First time it is downloading from internet because this jar files is needed. By default, it is created one project structure for us, right? pom.xml file will create for us. Inside the pom.xml file, it contains some dependencies. Those dependencies is downloading for us. It's keeping your all these dependencies in your local .m2 .m2 folder. .m2 folder. Where is the m2 folder is located? Under the your home directory. We'll see that. It's the first time only it takes internet connectivity must be there, and later you don't require even it will there in your local this repository this artifact it will use. It's only first time. If you create another project, for example, let's say same project, what you do? For example, same project. Let's do for one more name. It is Maya one. For example, let's do one. Now this time, how much fast it is do? Let's see this. That why it's done very fast now? Because this all is available basically. Whatever the artifacts are available, it's already downloaded in the previous project. The same project are using same dependencies are using this project. Then you don't need to download again from internet. It is done by very fast. Now two projects we created. See this my app and my app one two projects we created. Understand guys what is this? It is downloaded the remote repository, local repository, and it will download from the remote and then like a central repository and then download and keep it into your local repository. From next time it won't be download from again central repository. It will done very fast. Is it clear guys? It's clear, right? And then go for my app. We didn't do anything, right? Are Babu, create this folder, create this folder, create this pom.xml file. We didn't do anything. We didn't tell the system. And see the tree structure. If a tree is not available, let's install the tree. Sudo sudo yum install tree. Now do the tree here. Now what you will do? Tree will give the like proper structure, which folder inside which one it is there. Okay, what available in like as a big project is there, which there is you are looking for some file name, the file name which folder you are want to search, you can do the tree and you will get to know that it will show the like as in Windows will show that the folder inside folder, right? Even it won't show the all folders, right? The tree will be show that what is the folders, which folder contains which contents, everything will be show that. Here the folder section is what? SRC main inside main Java folder, inside the Java comp folder, company folder, app folder, in the app.java is there, and then app.test java is there. That's what I told now. There is a class they've written, even they've written the test class also. Inside the method is there, inside the test method is so there. Understand? And if you can see the pom.xml also they created. What is the pom.xml file contents? Open this pom.xml file. And this is they added. We are not added. If you want to add, you can add for the again. If you want to add one more dependency under this dependency tag, you can add the one more dependency like that. And if you want any plugins, you can come under the add the any plugin whatever you like. Okay. And if you want to change your project name and all those things, you can change here. Okay, if it is there is no package here, by default is a jar file will create. If you want, you can create a package tag also here. This is your project sample structure it will create for us, and after that we can modify whatever you liked it. It's a simple sample maven project structure, and if you want to add the different folders and different files and then Jenkins files, Docker files, like a sonar cube file, sonar properties file, blah 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 blah, whatever based on our requirement we are good to be right here. Is it clear guys? Is it clear now? Fine. Cool, guys. Cool. Okay, and then tomorrow what we do? We'll push this project and we'll integrate with our Jenkins, and let's do the different maven projects with tomorrow and see the output of those maven projects. Okay. Yeah, and then see you tomorrow. Any questions, guys? And I know a little bit tricky things to remember this. No, just remember that life cycle and this format.xml file syntax and whatever it contains, like as packaging and let's say dependencies, jar file or web file, and the version, snapshot and the release version. Okay, and those things. Clear? Any questions, guys? Okay, then see you tomorrow, guys. Then bye. Bye, guys.